Contrary to popular belief, mobility doesn't have to take hours of your time. A lot of people think that the only way to move better is by spending tons of time doing boring, torturous stretches, but it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, just 5 minutes a day, done consistently, adds up to over 30 hours of focused mobility work across a year. That's over 30 hours of moving better, feeling looser and freer, and building longevity without overhauling your entire routine. But the key is doing the right moves, ones that are active and highly targeted. That's why in today's video, I'll be taking you through a comprehensive mobility routine that will only take 5 minutes of your time. This routine is just 4 exercises, but you'll open up your hips, mobilize your spine, lengthen your quads and hamstrings, and restore control through multiple planes of motion. You can use it as a warm-up, a cool down, or sprinkle it into your day whenever you feel stiff. Let's get into it. Move number 1 is the 90-90 hip switch with forward lean. Our minute number 1 of this 5-minute routine is going to be the 90-90 hip switch with forward lean. So we're gonna get into this 90-90 position, 90 degrees with the back leg, 90 degrees with the front leg. What's happening here is we're getting hip internal rotation with this back leg, and we're getting hip external rotation for this front leg. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into this 90-90 position, and then I want you to lean forward over this front leg to get a deeper hip and glute stretch. And then from there, I want you to come back, lean back a little bit to get more internal rotation with this back hip. And then from there, all we're gonna do is transition to the other side. So we're here, we slowly transition. You can place your hand down, you lean forward, again, getting a good deep glute hip stretch, getting external rotation at the hip, and then you come up, lean back a little bit, get into this hip for internal rotation, and then you come back and switch sides. All right, now if you've ever done this move before, most likely you're kind of gonna be sliding all over the mat. That's probably because you're moving back and forth really quickly and you're trying to get as many reps as possible. I like doing 60 seconds total and doing it slowly because it takes my mind off of how many reps I need to accomplish and more about how many reps, how many quality reps can I do within this 60-second time period. So I think about more about the quality rather than the number of reps. And so by doing it this way, you're really able to spend time, like, can I feel my hip here? Can I feel my hip on this side here? And then I just slowly switch sides and then do it this way. Now you can make it a little spicier by getting your arms up in this position and making it even more active and making it require a lot more control. Just like that, lean back, arms are up, and then I switch sides, hands are still up, lean forward, lean back. All right, so you can kind of meet yourself where you're at depending on what you want to do. Get 60 seconds total, moving slowly back and forth. You're gonna get a lot of rotational benefits at your hip. Move number 2 is going to be the couch stretch with T-spine rotation. All right, so 1 minute's done. The next move, we're gonna have 45 seconds on each side for the couch stretch. So we're gonna spend 1.5 minutes in this position. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna get your front foot forward here and your back foot is gonna be all the way up against the wall. You can also prop it up on a bench or a box of some sort, but the wall is probably the most comfortable. And from here, we're gonna get into a couch stretch position, but instead of being up here, I actually want you down on the floor. And so what you'll notice is it's almost like a Spider-Man lunge position, but your back foot is elevated, which increases more tension on the quad. Now from here, I'm gonna have you drive your hips down towards the floor, getting a lot of hip extension. And then from there, I want you to reach this free arm all the way through this open space right here. You're gonna reach all the way through, look through with your head and your eyes, and then I want you to look up towards the ceiling and bring your arm up. So you can see how we're getting a ton of benefits here. So I want you to sit back again, then glide forward, get that hip extension, get your hip flexor and quads, and then we're gonna get some T-spine and shoulders and neck by reaching through with flexion here and then extending here. All right, now it's really important to make sure that you breathe here, okay? So you relax for a second, and then you come forward, breathe out, pause for a second here, then you breathe in as you reach, and then you breathe out as you exhale. And again, we're getting hip flexor, we're getting quad, we're getting T-spine, we're getting pec, shoulders, neck, as we're going through this whole range of motion. So this is a wonderful total body opener that you can do Aim for 45 seconds on each side and it's gonna feel awesome. Before we get into the final two moves, if you've been enjoying this routine so far and you're thinking to yourself, I should really do more of this, we've actually built an entire mobility program that makes it super easy to stay consistent. It's called Pursuit Mobility, and it's a daily 6-week progressive program packed with 42 5-minute routines just like this, each one designed to improve your flexibility, joint health, and control in just a few minutes a day. Everything's structured, easy to follow, and made to fit into your busy life. It's complete with exercise demonstration videos, follow along style workouts, and education around all things mobility. And by the way, right now we're running a limited time flash sale for Pursuit Mobility. Until this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, you can get it for 30% off by using the code YTMobility. You can learn more by clicking the link in the description box below, and let's get back to the video. Move number 3 is the Jefferson curl with overhead extension. All right, so we're halfway through. We've spent a minute doing 90-90 hip switches with a forward lean. Then we did 45 seconds on each side with the cow stretch with T-spine rotation. So that's 2.5 minutes of work. Now we're gonna spend 60 seconds doing the Jefferson curl with overhead extension. So here's what it looks like. You're gonna step up onto a small box, and you can use a lightweight, you can use body weight if you want, but basically what we're gonna do is get your feet hip width apart, and from there, you're gonna keep your knees locked out, and I want you to slowly, segmentally fold forward 1 vertebrae at a time with the weight or body weight. All right, so here's what it looks like. I'm gonna tuck my chin, and then slowly fold forward. 1 vertebrae at a time. And then once I get to the bottom end range, I'm gonna slowly unravel myself back up. 1 vertebrae at a time. And then we're gonna add a little wrinkle to the Jefferson curl. We're actually gonna add some extension to this. So we're gonna put the weight over here. We're gonna reach straight back into extension. I'm gonna avoid the ceiling. And then I'm gonna come back. All right, so let's do that again. Tuck my chin, fold forward, 1 vertebrae at a time. Breathing out, trying to relax here. And then I unravel 1 vertebrae at a time. And then bring the weight back up here. Reach overhead, get into extension, and then bring it back down. So this is just a great way to get posterior chain extensibility on the way down, and then anterior chain extensibility on the way back up. So we're getting a ton of different benefits here. Your spine is decompressing, you're getting a lot of just overall resiliency throughout your body, and we're getting full range of motion throughout the front and back side of your body. So aim for 60 seconds here. Again, you can use a lightweight, you can go body weight, go at your own pace, but it's gonna feel really good just to loosen you up. Move number 4 is going to be the assisted Cossack squat. All right, so now with the addition of the Jefferson curl, that's 3.5 minutes of work. We're gonna spend 1 more minute doing the assisted Cossack squat. But already we've gotten hip rotation, we've gotten hip extensibility, we've gotten T-spine rotation, shoulder range of motion, we've gotten anterior chain, posterior chain extensibility. Now we're finally hitting the frontal plane and getting your adductors involved, right? So we're gonna get into a wide stance, and I want you to grab onto a squat rack upright, a pole, basically anything sturdy to have for support. And from here, what you're gonna do is grab onto the pole, you're gonna slowly lower yourself down into the bottom of a lateral squat, and then try to get rock bottom and rotate this foot, have the toes be pointed up towards the ceiling. You're gonna pause right here before you come back up, and then you can switch sides all the way back down, all right? The alternative here is you can make it a little spicier by staying down low, still use this for support while you go back and forth between the Cossack squat, all right? But now we're getting a ton of adductors as you're coming down, and you'll also get some hamstrings as you rotate this foot up. So you get a ton of benefits all throughout your hips as you go through this movement. All right, just make sure you go slowly, breathe out, and don't worry too much about back position or your heel elevating. Just try to get used to the movement, all right? So you don't have to feel like you have to have perfect back mechanics. Let your lower back round sink into the position, and you're gonna feel a lot of great benefits all throughout your hips. And the more you do this, let's say you do this before a leg day, before squats, before lunges, before deadlifts, you're gonna feel so much freer, so much looser, and all it takes is 1 minute of work going back and forth. All right, so when you add that all up, that's 4.5 minutes of work, less than 5 minutes of 4 simple moves that, when done consistently, will have a massive impact on the way you move and feel. Incorporate this routine into your warm-up, cool down, or even as a midday reset, and you'll start noticing improvements in flexibility, joint health, and overall movement quality. And don't forget, if you're looking for a complete but time-efficient approach to mobility, Pursuit Mobility is a great place to start. It's helped thousands of people move better with simple, effective routines that you can actually stick to. You can find the link down below, and you can use the code YTMobility until this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern to save 30% off your order. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button down below, subscribe for more content just like this, and let us know in the comment section down below what you'd like to see from us in the future. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.